Hi, I'm Venko. I've gathered around 50 million streams on platforms like YouTube, Apple Music and Spotify independently, and I'm gonna give you some tips that you can use as a starting independent producer or an independent producer that is looking to grow further. The first tip I can give you guys is just release your music. If you don't release music, you can see that you don't get results. If you make music and don't think it's good enough to upload, you're just missing out on free exposure for your music. It's really important to just let your music be out there for people to listen. If you don't do that, people will miss what you make. So if you just make something, release it. Come on, guys. The second tip is following the first tip, but then in another segment, it's release content. If you don't release content, you're missing out on free streams. If you release music without promoting it, you will only fool yourself with this. And especially now for the independent artists, you can just go to social media like TikTok, Instagram Reels, or YouTube Shorts even. Just post your content, and you have to make sure when making content is that people go to these apps to entertain themselves. So don't try to sell your music to them. Just make content that is valuable for them to watch, and if you use that, they will eventually come to your music, or at least know that your music is out there. The third tip I use as a producer is playlisting. This is something not many independent artists think about. Playlisting is really important. You don't have the backing from a big label that already owns a lot of big playlists, or Spotify that can just add you in editorial playlists from Spotify itself, but you have the power to find those playlist gems that can give you the first boost for your song to get pushed to the next level of streams. How can you find these? I found these special playlists by going to Spotify and going to an artist that I resonate my music with. You scroll down and you go to the appears on page. Here you can see the playlist where the artist gets streamed the most from. So if you see a Spotify logo in the corner, you know that it's an editorial playlist, that it's a playlist that Spotify uses. But the other playlists, you can click on them and you can see the name, or you can see a description of the playlist. And there you can maybe try to get their social media, so you can go and message them about maybe getting a placement. The thing with this tip is that you have to make good content, because the same as the second tip, you're trying to give them value. If you can improve their playlist, they're willing to put you in that playlist. So make good music, make the music that fits in the playlist, and then you can message them to maybe add you. For the fourth tip, this is the tip that helped me the most, because starting independent producers, it's hard to get exposure. So what I used was cover songs. A cover song is basically a one-on-one recreation of the song with your own unique vocals and own unique samples used. You don't use anything from the original track, but you use the melody and the type of singing in your own track, and you just give it your own lick of paint to make it appealing to people. So it's not a remix, because you fully change the vocals and you don't use any samples from the original. How can you get those covers online? This is also a part that not many artists are familiar with. You can just search contracts for those cover songs on Google, but the easiest way I put my cover songs online was through DistroKid, because it fixes this contract for you. So you just have to put in the name of the song and then the writers of the song. You can find this information online, and then they will automatically split the part of money that you have to pay them. If you don't have an account already, you can just go to the description, and there is a link to DistroKid with a 7% discount code. If you click on it and you sign up, you help yourself, because you can get cover songs online easy, and you can just put your music out there. So that's a really good tip to make this account to upload those cover songs. Do know that it costs like $12 a year for this license to exist. Those are the 4 tips I used in my production, and I hope that you as a producer as well can use these tips to grow, because being an independent artist is really special, and you really have to take it for granted that it is possible these days, and that you have the options to make something of it. So that's where I want to end. Try to use these tips, and if you have any other question about being independent or just as an independent artist, you can drop them in the comments and I'll try to answer all of them. Thank you for watching, and if you want to watch other content about independent artists, I'm trying to upload more content for independent artists and being an independent artist and giving tips about it. If you want to know more about it, subscribe on my YouTube channel, and I'll keep you updated about anything that goes around in this business. Thank you for watching.